Some places shout their beauty. They have jagged peaks and dramatic coastlines. They demand your attention. But Pennsylvania in winter offers something different. It whispers. It invites you into a world of quiet grace and gentle beauty. Here, winter is not a harsh season to be endured. It is a soft blanket that settles over the land. It transforms rolling hills and historic towns into scenes of pure tranquility. This is a winter experience that soothes the soul. It asks you to slow down, to breathe deeply, and to simply appreciate the peace of the moment. It's a joy to discover. As you travel through Pennsylvania after a fresh snowfall, you feel a sense of calm. The busy world seems to fade away. The landscape is simplified, painted in soft shades of white and gray. The air is crisp and clean. The only sounds are the crunch of snow under your feet and the gentle sigh of the wind in the trees. This is a journey not just through a place, but through a state of mind. It's an opportunity to reconnect with the simple things. The beauty of a snow-covered branch, the warmth of a light in a distant window. These are the small joys that make a Pennsylvania winter so special. This essay is your invitation to explore that feeling. We'll wander through silent forests where the trees wear coats of snow. We'll drive along winding country roads that lead us through a pristine countryside. We'll visit small towns that look like they've been lifted from a classic holiday card, their historic architecture dusted with white. We will look closely at the light, the colors, and the textures that make these scenes so magical. It's about more than just seeing a pretty landscape. It's about feeling the deep sense of peace that this place offers. So get comfortable. Imagine you're here with me. We are packing a thermos of something warm and heading out to explore. We are not in a rush. Our goal is to simply be present and to see what treasures Pennsylvania's winter has to share. This is a trip for the heart. It's a chance to experience the kind of profound quiet that is becoming rare in our modern world. Let's step into this winter wonderland together and discover the serene beauty that awaits us in the heart of Pennsylvania. The journey is gentle, and the rewards are immense. Pennsylvania's forests in winter are like great, quiet cathedrals. When you step among the trees after a heavy snow, the world outside disappears. All you can hear is the soft hush that blankets everything. The branches of the mighty oaks and maples, bare just a few weeks ago, are now laden with thick layers of white. They reach out like welcoming arms, creating a beautiful canopy above you. The snow absorbs sound, creating a profound silence. It is a silence that feels ancient and sacred. You find yourself walking softly, as if not to disturb the perfect peace that surrounds you. It's a world reduced to its essential forms. The complex tangle of the forest floor is gone. It is replaced by a smooth, unbroken expanse of snow. Only the dark trunks of the trees stand out in sharp contrast. They rise like sturdy pillars from the white ground. You might see the delicate tracks of a deer or a rabbit, a subtle reminder that life continues on, even in this still world. Following these tracks can feel like reading a secret story written in the snow. Each step you take makes its own mark, a soft crunch that is the only interruption in the quiet. In this monochrome landscape, your senses become more acute. You notice the subtle details. You see the way the snow has drifted against the base of a fallen log. You observe the intricate patterns of ice crystals glittering on a low-hanging branch. The air has a clean, earthy smell, a mix of cold snow and damp wood. It feels refreshing to breathe in. This is not an empty landscape. It is full of quiet details and subtle beauty. It is a place that encourages you to look closer and to appreciate the artistry of nature in its most serene form. Spending time in these snowy woods is a form of meditation. Your worries seem to drift away with each step. The simplicity of the scene helps to clear your mind. There are no distractions, only the trees, the snow, and the silence. It's a powerful reminder of the restorative power of nature. You leave the forest feeling calmer, more centered, and with a renewed sense of wonder. This is the simple, profound gift of a Pennsylvania forest in winter. It's an experience that stays with you long after you've returned to the warmth of the indoors. Leaving the forest, we find ourselves on one of Pennsylvania's many rural roads. These are not highways built for speed. They are gentle pathways that follow the natural curves of the land. In winter, they become magical corridors through a sleeping countryside. The roads wind their way between snow-covered fields and past classic red barns that add a splash of color to the white landscape. Driving along these roads is not about getting to a destination quickly. It's about enjoying the journey itself. Each bend in the road reveals a new, beautiful scene, like turning the pages of a picture book. The fields on either side of the road stretch out like vast, white canvases. The corn stalks from the fall harvest might poke through the snow in neat rows, creating interesting textures and patterns. A split-rail fence, a hallmark of the Pennsylvania countryside, traces a dark, zigzagging line across the bright snow. Its weathered wood tells a story of seasons past. You might pass a lonely farmhouse with a plume of smoke rising from its chimney. It's a comforting sight, a sign of warmth and life nestled within the cold landscape. These simple elements come together to create a scene of perfect rural harmony. These roads invite a slower pace of travel. You find yourself wanting to pull over often just to take a moment and soak in the view. Perhaps you'll stop by a stone bridge that crosses over a partially frozen creek. The water flows slowly, dark and clear, between banks of soft snow. The sound of the moving water is a gentle counterpoint to the surrounding stillness. It's in these quiet moments, standing by the side of a country road, that you can truly feel the peaceful spirit of the region. This is where you connect with the land and its unhurried rhythm. Traveling these roads is like taking a trip back in time. The landscape feels timeless. It is shaped by generations of farmers and families, the placement of a barn, the line of a fence, the curve of the road. It all feels right. It feels like it has been this way for a very long time. This is the authentic heart of Pennsylvania. It's not a polished tourist attraction. It is a living, breathing landscape that happens to be breathtakingly beautiful in its winter coat. It's an honest beauty, simple and true, and it is a deep and lasting joy to experience. Our journey through the countryside eventually leads us to one of Pennsylvania's many historic towns. These towns are treasures of American history, and a blanket of snow only enhances their charm. Imagine a main street lined with brick buildings from the 18th and 19th centuries. Their rooftops are covered in a thick layer of white, and snow clings to the windowsills and ledges. The intricate details of the architecture, the decorative cornices, the stately columns, the old-fashioned shutters, are beautifully highlighted by the snow. It's like the whole town has been lovingly decorated for the season. Walking through these towns feels like stepping into a living museum. You can almost hear the echoes of the past. You see a grand courthouse with a clock tower, its hands moving slowly as if time itself has slowed down. You pass by a row of colonial-era homes, each with its own unique character. A warm, yellow light glows from their windows, creating a feeling of welcome and coziness. The gas lamps that line some of the streets cast a soft, golden light on the snow-covered sidewalks below. It's a scene of incredible warmth and nostalgia, a picture of classic Americana. The town square, often the heart of these communities, becomes a magical place in winter. A central gazebo might be draped in snow, looking like a delicate sculpture. The bare branches of the old trees that surround the square are traced with white, creating a lacy pattern against the winter sky. You might find a small cafe with steam fogging up its windows, promising a hot drink and a warm place to rest. These towns are not just beautiful to look at, they are living communities. They have a friendly, small-town atmosphere that makes you feel instantly at home. These historic towns are a testament to the enduring spirit of Pennsylvania. They have been carefully preserved, not as relics, but as vibrant places to live. The snow quiets the streets, allowing you to appreciate the architecture and the history without the distractions of modern life. It's a chance to connect with the story of America in a very direct and personal way. As you wander these charming streets, you feel a sense of gratitude for the people who built these towns and for those who continue to care for them. It's a beautiful blend of history, community, and winter magic. The beauty of a Pennsylvania winter is not just in the shapes and scenes, but in the special quality of the light. Winter light is different. It is softer, more subtle, and it paints the world in a unique palette of colors. On a clear day after a snowfall, the sun is low in the sky. It casts long blue shadows across the white snow. The contrast between the bright sunlit areas and the cool shadowed areas is just stunning. It gives the landscape a wonderful sense of depth and dimension. The world feels clean, crisp, and brilliantly alive, even in the cold. Even on an overcast day, there is a special beauty to the light. The sky becomes a soft, uniform gray, which acts like a giant light box. It diffuses the light evenly, eliminating harsh shadows. This creates a very peaceful and gentle mood. The colors of the landscape, though muted, become richer. The deep red of a barn, the dark green of a pine tree, or the gray-brown of a stone wall stand out with surprising intensity against the white snow and gray sky. It's a subtle and sophisticated color scheme, like a beautifully composed watercolor painting. The moments of sunrise and sunset are particularly magical. In the early morning, the first rays of sun touch the snow-covered hills, painting them in soft shades of pink and gold. The world seems to awaken slowly and gracefully. In the late afternoon, as the sun begins to set, the sky can erupt in vibrant colors, deep oranges, purples, and reds. This warm light reflects off the snow, making the entire landscape glow. It's a spectacular, fleeting show that fills you with a sense of awe. Watching the day begin or end in this way is a profound and memorable experience. This winter light encourages you to see the world differently. It makes you pay attention to the subtle shifts in color and tone. It reveals the beauty in simple things, the sparkle of sunlight on ice, the soft glow of a window at dusk, the blue tint of a shadow on a snowdrift. It's a photographer's dream, but you don't need a camera to appreciate it. You just need to be present and to open your eyes to the quiet artistry of the season. The light itself becomes a central character in the story of the Pennsylvania winter, adding its own layer of magic and wonder to every scene. Beyond the light and color, a Pennsylvania winter is, well, a feast for the sense of touch, or at least the imagined sense of it. The landscape is rich with different textures that create a complex and interesting visual tapestry. The snow itself is not just a flat white surface. It has a texture that changes with the weather. After a fresh, cold snowfall, it is light and powdery. It drifts into soft, pillowy mounds. If the weather warms and then freezes again, the snow can develop a hard, crystalline crust that glitters in the sun. Each form of snow interacts with the landscape in a different way. Then there is the texture of stone. Pennsylvania is a state with a rich geology, and stone is a common building material. You see it in the foundations of old barns, in the walls that line country fields, and in the sturdy facades of historic homes. In winter, the cold, hard texture of the stone provides a beautiful contrast to the softness of the snow. Snow collects in the crevices between the stones, highlighting their irregular shapes and rugged surfaces. The combination of gray stone and white snow is a classic Pennsylvania winter palette, speaking of strength, endurance, and a deep connection to the land. Wood is another essential texture in this landscape. Think of the rough, weathered siding of an old barn, its surface telling the story of countless seasons of sun, rain, and snow. Or consider the smooth, dark bark of a beech tree, standing in stark contrast to the white snow around it. The split-rail fences, with their rough-hewn texture, add a rustic, handmade quality to the scenery. These wooden elements bring a sense of warmth and life to the cold winter world. They remind us of the human touch on the landscape and the natural materials that have been used for generations. Together, these textures, the soft snow, the hard stone, and the weathered wood, create a landscape that is, honestly, incredibly rich and satisfying to look at. They provide depth, contrast, and a sense of history. You can almost feel the chill of the stone, the roughness of the wood, and the cold powder of the snow just by looking at them. This interplay of textures is a key part of what makes the Pennsylvania winter so visually compelling. It's a world that is simple in its color scheme, but complex and fascinating in its details. It invites you to look closely and appreciate the tactile beauty of the season. When many people think of a winter wonderland, they imagine the dramatic, towering peaks of the Rockies or the Alps. They picture jagged mountains piercing a clear blue sky, with skiers carving down steep slopes. That is certainly one kind of winter beauty, a beauty of power and grandeur. But Pennsylvania offers a different kind of majesty. It is a gentle majesty, a beauty of rolling hills, quiet valleys, and human-scale landscapes. It doesn't overwhelm you with its scale. It invites you in with its charm and tranquility. It's a more intimate and personal winter experience. Unlike the high mountains, where winter can feel harsh and unforgiving, Pennsylvania's winter feels more approachable. The hills are rounded and soft, their curves beautifully defined by the blanket of snow. The forests are not vast, intimidating wildernesses, but welcoming woods that you can easily explore. The landscape feels lived in and cared for. The presence of farms, small towns, and historic structures gives it a human dimension. It's a winter that feels connected to people and to history, not separate from them. This creates a sense of comfort and belonging. This gentler landscape encourages a different kind of activity. It's not about conquering a mountain or seeking an adrenaline rush. It's about quiet contemplation and simple pleasures. It's about taking a slow walk in the woods, a peaceful drive along a country road, or a leisurely stroll through a historic town. It's about finding a beautiful view and simply sitting with it for a while. The goal is not to challenge yourself against the elements, but to find harmony with them. This is a winter experience that is restorative rather than exhausting. This is what makes Pennsylvania's winter scenery so unique and special. It offers a kind of beauty that is deeply calming and soulful. It doesn't need to shout to be heard. Its power lies in its subtlety, its history, and its profound sense of peace. While the dramatic peaks have their own undeniable appeal, there is a special magic in the gentle hills and quiet valleys of Pennsylvania. It's a landscape that speaks to the heart, offering a quiet refuge from the noise and hurry of the modern world. It is a majesty of peace, and that is a truly wonderful thing. As you travel through Pennsylvania in winter, you feel a strong sense of history all around you. The landscape is not just a product of nature. It has been shaped by centuries of human tradition. The snow seems to quiet the present, allowing the echoes of the past to be heard more clearly. You see it in the design of the classic bank barns, built into the side of a hill for efficiency. This is a design brought over by German immigrants hundreds of years ago, a tradition that perfectly suited the rolling landscape. In winter, these sturdy structures stand as proud monuments to a legacy of hard work and agricultural wisdom. The patterns in the landscape also tell a story of tradition. The patchwork of fields, separated by stone walls or fences, reflects a long history of farming. Even under a blanket of snow, you can see the logic and care with which the land has been divided and cultivated over generations. These are not random shapes. They are the result of countless decisions made by people who knew and loved this land. You might pass by a centuries-old farmhouse, its simple, sturdy design a testament to the practical, no-nonsense values of the people who settled here. This connection to the past is especially strong in the many small towns that dot the countryside. The architecture, the colonial homes, the Victorian storefronts, the stone churches, speaks of a community built over time. These are not modern suburbs that appeared overnight. They grew organically over decades and centuries. When you walk their snow-covered streets, you are walking in the footsteps of generations. You can feel the continuity of life in these places, a sense of community that has been passed down through time. The winter quiet seems to amplify this feeling, making the connection to history feel more personal and immediate. These traditions are not just relics of the past. They are a living part of Pennsylvania's identity. They inform the culture, the values, and the very look of the landscape. The winter scenery, with its timeless quality, helps to highlight this enduring heritage. It reminds us that we are part of a longer story. Appreciating a Pennsylvania winter is, in part, appreciating this deep sense of time and tradition. It adds a layer of meaning and richness to the visual beauty, making the experience not just scenic, but also deeply resonant and thought-provoking. Our journey through Pennsylvania's winter wonderland comes to a gentle close. We have wandered through silent forests, driven along peaceful country roads, and explored the charm of historic towns. We have seen how the soft winter light and the rich textures of snow, stone, and wood create a world of subtle beauty. We have felt the gentle majesty of this landscape, a quiet alternative to more dramatic mountain scenery. This is a beauty that doesn't demand attention, but rewards it generously. It's a beauty that calms the mind and nourishes the soul. The great travel lesson here is that sometimes the most profound experiences are found in the quietest places. You don't always need to travel to the most famous or spectacular destinations to find inspiration. Sometimes, all you need is a change of pace and a willingness to see the beauty in the simple things. Pennsylvania in winter offers just that. It is an invitation to slow down, to breathe, and to reconnect with a more peaceful, timeless rhythm of life. It's a reminder that there is immense value in stillness and simplicity. I hope this journey has inspired you. I hope it has encouraged you to look for the quiet beauty in your own surroundings, especially during the winter months. Perhaps you'll take a walk in a local park after a snowfall, or a drive through the countryside near your home. The magic of a Pennsylvania winter is not exclusive to Pennsylvania. It is a state of mind that you can cultivate anywhere. It's about appreciating the peace, the quiet, and the subtle artistry that the winter season brings. So, as winter continues, don't just wait for it to be over. Embrace it. Find your own quiet corner of the world and explore its gentle beauty. Let the stillness of the season bring you a sense of peace and renewal. Whether you are here in Pennsylvania or enjoying winter from afar, remember the calm and tranquility of these snowy landscapes. There is a deep and lasting joy to be found in the quiet heart of winter. Thanks for joining me on this trip. Happy travels.